Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. And if you are watching this as a replay, not the live stream, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Now, here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member, what will happen is when you go to the Stunthangar Forum, you'll be able to get in, but you won't see the link called At the Bench. Okay, so if you're not a member, you can register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. And you must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box. I'll do my best to make your comments part of the show. And understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself because the conversation is going so well. There's no break for me to get in. So be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. By the way, you can only make comments or ask questions during the live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please attend the live stream. Now, if you find Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit the notification bell for all notifications, and share the videos, and comments also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I do it myself. I have a automatic withdrawal every month of $4.99, and I don't miss it. And it's a great value. Trust me, you have Sparky with 55 years plus, and John Jordan with, I don't know how many years John Jordan has, and then sometimes Dan Winship and other people. It is a really a bargain, and you really should support this, especially if you love the hobby. Okay. Now you can also show your support during a live stream with the super chat. That's a big $ symbol at the bottom of the chat box. But again, this is only available during a live stream. So again, every Monday and Friday, 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when we start. We end up going sometimes long into the night, but the live stream program probably ends. I ended at 9 o'clock my time. So anyways, now your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you'll get special badges that Sparky and I can see in the YouTube chat box, and unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm in here only twice a week, Monday and Friday evenings. So if you want to get in touch with me, and hopefully you have comments or suggestions to help this program improve, please use the my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. All the letters are there. If you search that in the YouTube search bar, you should come to my channel and then select the 2019 AMA National Championship video to make comments until I make a video dedicated toward that. Now that video, by the way, is a video that Sparky shot of me flying his plane. It's a Junar XL. It's not really a Junar XL, but it's kind of an homage to the Junar plane that Bill Woodbridge built. And I flew that beautiful plane at the national championships, and that video captures me doing all the maneuvers and all that. So check it out. And if you like that video, please give me a like as well. But you can comment there and I'll get notified pretty quickly and I'll be able to respond. The other way, I'm not in Sparky's channel, but once or twice, twice a week. So that's the most expedient way of getting in touch with me. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to turn my attention to another screen. So I'm going to go to the Stunthangar website and I'm going to post the link. It should be there. Ready, and yes, it's there. So let me pull the trigger on that, and that's posted right now. Great. So that's how you get into the live stream. It's through the Stunthangar forum, and again, the link is only available to members only. Anybody can go to Stunthangar, but you won't see the at the bench link. So I want to make that perfectly clear. And now I'm going to go to Sparky's YouTube channel and go to the space I call the control panel. I want to check out what's going on there. Hope all of you have had a good week. We're heading into the weekend. And I'm going to a contest this weekend up in Las Vegas. I'm going to join some of the people that are frequently in the show. Dennis Adamiston, Mike Lonkey, Stephen McBride. There might be others that who watch the show that might be there, but the ones that actually come in, those three guys come in every week. So I see here Tom Rammel, he stated like provided. Thank you very much. So we have 4 concurrent viewers, 4 likes. Awesome. We're off to a great start. 7 playbacks. Please consider the chat revenue. That really does help offset some of the expenses. Sparky does this thing pretty much. He pays up front, and so these contributions you guys make help reimburse some of the expenses he already lays out. So please help support this hobby. It's important, and there's no free lunch here in America, so please support it. Whatever you can do. There's a bunch of you that support it on a regular basis. They even subscribe, and they even give super chat donations. So please, someone else help out too. I don't really think it's fair that we have these dedicated individuals that do it all the time, because they do love the hobby and they understand it needs to be supported. So anyways, let me go back to my space here. Okay, and so no one's come in yet. All right, so I've been working on my SV11. I don't know if unless you aren't plugged into some of the guys I hang around with, but I had an unfortunate incident. I think it was Wednesday. I was again, my electric SV11 is a new plane for me, new as far as even the power system. Not familiar with electric power, and looks like I think Sparky's coming in. Looks like Sparky, is that you? I bet you that's you. What's going on here? Anyways, usually when Sparky comes in, this is what happens. So anyways, so I this has only happened to me actually this has never exactly happened to me before. But my lines, and I mean not too close to the plane, it must be about 10 or 15 feet away from the wingtip, the inboard wingtip. My lines hooked on a blade of grass or a clump of grass or something, knocked the plane in toward me and crashed the plane. But fortunately, it wasn't too severely damaged. I did lose a prop, bent the landing gear, and messed up the battery compartment that holds the battery. That's what I'm actually still repairing. And it knocked the tail end of the rudder off, not completely off, but it just broke its glue joint. And that's all the damage. There was a bulkhead that was broken inside the, I guess it'd be like the F1 equivalent on an electric. Part of that got broken. So I still consider myself very fortunate that the plane is salvageable. It's not a pile of balsa dust. but very unfortunate this close to a contest. So I was totally gutted. I'm not going to lie. I was really gutted when that happened because I've been working so hard. Um, for one, building the plane and everything else, that I've had other challenges, other things have happened, other things broke, and it's like I try to make progress, and then I get something knocks me back a couple of steps back, and it's been happening over and over again. So that was almost the last straw. I was really gutted Wednesday, but I'm coming around. I just wish I was much further along in my preparation. Um, the plane really has only flown about 4 or 5 1-minute flights, so not very much. I still haven't even established the lap times yet that I want. The plane's flying fast. It's like around 4.99 seconds per lap right now at the last time I flew it. Hey, Gary, how are you this evening?
Pretty good.
Good, good. I don't know if you heard me talking about my adventure this week. Did you hear me talk about what happened?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so anyways, I was taking off, rolling out, and the flying lines hit a blade of grass or something, and it caught the plane and came in on me, and I crashed the plane. But it was fortunate that I didn't get a lot of height and a lot of speed, so the damage was not catastrophic, but it set me back. I'm still working on it. I was so gutted, I didn't even do anything Wednesday. And then last night was my son's 16th birthday. And so we just spent the whole time celebrating his birthday. And so I turned my attention to it today, but I didn't finish before the show started. But it's just been an adventure, I tell you, just so frustrating, just.
So you're home?
Yeah, I'm home. I'm actually still going. I know I was supposed to leave last night. This kind of put me back. And so anyways, I'm going to leave with Joe Mott. I'm not taking my wife and kids. I'm going to go Saturday. So I'm going to be taking off early this morning, or excuse me, early tomorrow morning, up to Vegas and meet the gang up there. So it should be good. Should be good. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm telling you, my next contest, I'm not going to go to another contest until I have something that already set up, logged, lots of flights on it, and I'm, ready anytime, This getting ready or trying to get ready for a contest did not work. It hasn't worked in some time, to be really candid. This has been one of my shortfalls. So it's just going to a contest, and usually I'm not prepared. Might be a new plane, new engine, or something, but it's not tested and tried. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I guess
that's okay.
Well.
This too shall pass.
But you're not taking a plane with you then?
You know what? I'm gonna take the SV11. I
Fix
still
it up.
think that it would be nice to better have some people who know about electric planes. I know Dennis Adamson would be there. It'd be other individuals that that would be very helpful, or hopefully be helpful. So I want to take advantage of that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is I'll do that is Steele will go take the plane. I don't know if we can have room going in Joe Motta's car. I believe we'll have room for my SV11. And I see a little bit of comments on the chat box. I'm going to catch up with that, Gary, just 1 second. Mark Lumen says, gotcha like, thank you. He gave me 2 thumbs up. And then Jack Snavely says, hello, all around the world, just saying hi again. Well, thank you, Jack Snavely. And Greg Biswick says, 2 steps forward, 1 step back is incredibly frustrating and almost soul destroying. Oh, I know, man. Greg, all I can say is I was just totally gutted, just gutted. Just, it's like, and of course, after getting over being gutted, I'm just frustrated. And, but what are you going to do? Quit? I'm not going to quit. So, I'll someone's calling me, my cell phone here. Let me mute this real quick. Let's see here. I'm on the YouTube here. That's not the one that give me. Well, I'll just let that ring. I can't do it. Here we go. I got some other people. Mark Lumen. Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm well, sir.
I'm Mark.
Hey, Gary. Yeah, Charles, hang in there, man. That's
Yeah, I have no other choice, right?
I'm chuckling, but I know exactly where you're at.
Yeah, I think we all have had setbacks. It's just like, right before the contest, I still, that day my goals was to establish a lap time, so to progress toward the trim. And
it's the bad phone.
anyways, yeah, so it's just so frustrating. But you know what? It's happened.
What I've learned, I'm new at this, and more prone to it than other things. Yours was just an unfortunate event. Yeah. But yeah, it's like you say, I'll call it a heartbreaker or whatever, and you spend all that time and then you go, well. But yeah, it's good. It's good. You said oh, well, goodness. Now it's mine. I got to take this.
All right. No problem. All right.
Hey, I know what. Since it hit a blade of grass and come in on you, since it's electric, how'd you get it stopped?
You know what? The KR governor, I think I was speaking to Eric Rule earlier this week, and he explained to me that's one of the reasons, and there might be others, why he chose to go with the KR timer is because of the way it how it deals with prop strikes. I mean, it just shuts things down immediately. Yeah, so it was just
okay.
It was stopped, but the damage was done to the plane. I mean, I lost a prop, but the below the air inlet was crushed in like a soda can, and the battery compartment, I really underestimated how much damage that did. That was really kind of a surprise till today. And yeah, that was a good thing that the KR governor did stop it right away.
Okay, yeah, because it's not like a gas engine, but probably what stop it if it was decided to keep it going until the time limit ran out.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I only had it programmed for a minute anyhow. So, but still, a minute might not have been good. So I'm glad it did. It did. This has been an adventure. Pardon me 1 second, Gary. Craig Biswick says, I crashed my pattern master on the very first loop. Gutted. Yes, sick of fixing planes. Nearly gave it all away.
Feel like it, don't you, sometimes?
Yes, I know. Well, I didn't feel like giving it all away, but I tell you, I did contemplate not going to the contest. I tell you that much. I did contemplate not going. Hey, Eddie, how's it going, Eddie?
You see the top of your head.
Yeah, see, he has grass on top of his head.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you
Hey,
are.
Eddie, how you doing, Eddie?
I'm good. I had to turn the speakers on. That's why I was.
Okay.
Oh, no worries. No worries, man. Good to see you.
Yeah.
So what you been up to? I think you might have heard part of what I've been up to, but what you been up to?
Well, I thought being home from work for 3 weeks, I'd get something done, but that Corona kind of kicked me in the butt.
Well, as long as you overcame it, I mean, that's and hopefully you don't have any lingering lasting effects. I know some people have respiratory.
I never had any respiratory problems. The only thing I've got is I get winded real easy.
Okay, I've heard that before too. Yeah, I had a friend that had a similar thing. I haven't spoken to him in a while, but yeah. So that's our little brief moment of COVID.
But I'm good now.
But besides that, you've been home, so I know you've been tired, but you haven't glued two pieces of wood together, huh?
No, I hadn't been able to do nothing. But I'm we're working on getting moved into my dad's house.
Okay.
He just turned 82. He just turned 82. So
Oh wow, that's a
yeah,
lot of work.
we're gonna try to move in with him and help him keep the house up and everything. Mom died about 9 years ago, so
Okay, all right. Well, that's great. That's wonderful to
hopefully if I get it when we get in over there, I'll be able to rejuvenate the old workbench down there
Oh yes.
and
Oh
get
yeah. Oh yeah.
and get
That'd
it going
be
again. So
Yeah.
it
that'd
hadn't
be
it
neat.
hadn't seen a plane since I built my shoestrings. So back in high school in the 80s. So hopefully I'll be able to get some stuff going.
Fantastic. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, it would. I ain't built an airplane in let's see, when was the last time I built an airplane? Last one I built, I don't know if you've seen pictures of it or not, was the my Corsair I built, my profile Corsair. It was built from plans that I enlarged from a 15 size to a 35 size. 40.
Oh wow, very good.
Yeah, I bumped it up to about a 42-inch wingspan, but I didn't have the lead outs right. It didn't fly good, and finally got the lead outs moved to try it out. And the grass was a little tall, and it grabbed a hold of my lines and flipped it and busted it in half. And it's not. It's still. That was back in 2013.
Oh
I still
man.
haven't fixed it.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I don't know if you
Well,
fix
I didn't like the design of it.
Yeah.
The wings on that particular one glued onto the side of the fuselage. It was not a complete through wing.
Oh,
So
okay.
you had a 1/4-inch rib on the inside, and then you had an alignment dowel going through the fuselage, and you lined everything up, and then you just epoxied it right to the plane. And when it did the cartwheel and the prop grabbed a hold and twisted it, I think I used too soft a balsa for the fuselage because it just twisted it. It just twisted it right in half. And then when I got home, it's no longer in service right now, but the rack that I made to go in the back of my truck is out of PVC pipe.
Okay.
And they're all at a 45-degree angle with
Right.
stanchions coming out, and I can hold 7 planes. And it slides in like on like would be on a pallet.
Yeah.
When I slide it out, I just set it down off the tailgate, and it's at a 45, and my planes are just stacked.
Right.
So when I got home, I pulling it out, I wasn't paying attention, pulled it out too far, and it slammed down on the ground. And when it did, it busted one of the wings off. So now it's
So just one of the 7 planes, or are you only one plane on that apparatus?
Oh, no, it only broke the one plane. But you remember when I showed you I'm hearing an echo somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure there was the background noise. You're hearing an echo? I heard a lady.
Well, not an echo, it's like somebody off in the background.
Yeah.
Someone trying to come in.
I think it's
Yeah.
Mark Lumen. I think it's Mark
I'll
Lumen.
need Mark Lumen. That's no problem.
But anyway, my Tudor 2, remember I showed you had that hickey on the leading edge?
Yes, yeah.
It got damaged when it fell down. But that's the only 2 planes that bothered. But I have since then flown the Tudor 2. I flew it back earlier this year, Flies great, just as normal. It's like nothing ever happened to it. But the last ones I flew this year was when I went out with Mike and flew the 2 laps and planted my P40 in the ground. So
Yes.
that made me sick. I was so sick.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
but
I
I know
know.
it happens. But man, it just makes your heart sink when that thing hits the ground.
I know. It definitely does. It's like, we know these are like birds, and
Well,
they're
it was
just
a
smart enough to
hand-me-down
fly. They're
plane.
not strong to take crashes.
I think I was third or fourth owner of it. So I mean, it's not like I spent a whole lot of time building it and then planted it, but still, it was a good flying plane. I want to get it back in the air, but I don't. I may end up just having to build a whole new wing for it, just to be on the safe side. I don't like repairing wings that are that bad. Plus, I just ain't got the place to do it right now.
Yeah, that's a challenge for some of us in the hobby. We don't have a really good or satisfactory place to build or repair. That limits a lot of us. And I know that when I first got back into it, I actually literally started building my planes in my closet. I mean, a literal closet was two sliding doors.
Yeah.
And I cleared out some clothes and put a desk in there or my workbench from my parents' garage. That I went back and reclaimed I left my workbench my dad had made for me when I was a kid, and I put that in the closet. And then that was my first working area back in the hobby. That was like 18, 19 years ago. And now I have a garage, but there was a time when I didn't have place to build, and for some operations I needed to use our dining table, and I would just promise my wife when I get done,
Put everything up.
you wouldn't know that I ever was there. I'd clean everything and dust the whole
Yeah.
dining room and living room and vacuum. And she actually thought it was a pretty good deal because she got a really clean house out of it.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of work to.
It'd probably be quicker for me to build a whole new wing than to try to repair that one and get it all straight.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes,
it's busted up pretty good.
Oh, it is okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen, but Wendy Janowski has quite a few. He was an author or a contributor to Stunt News, and he had a segment or column about fixing crash repairs.
Yeah.
And then I've even seen a few videos that might be on the Walt Burnell channel on YouTube. You might be able to see some of his crash repair videos, and those are very helpful.
Yeah, I've never had to repair one that's busted up completely like that one does. I've had them cracked, when you peel the covering off and glue everything back together and then recover it. But I've never had one, it just folded up, fuselage and the stabilizer and all that's good. It's still
Right.
solid, but the wing it's mangled. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably lost 4 ribs on each side, center ribs. So I'd have to cut it back and splice everything back together and try to get everything straight. So
Right. I know some people who have a plane that's made out of 4-pound wood. When they crash, it's kind of a motivation. They know the plane is made of really good wood, so they'll repair it because it's hard to find that kind of wood today.
Oh yeah.
So if that's the case, sometimes you're inclined to repair it.
Hey, Charles.
Although repairing adds weight usually.
Yeah, more glue.
Yeah. Hey, Charles, I had to leave. Sorry, but
No worries.
I had to leave to get that phone. Sorry, but I can absolutely sympathize with you.
Oh, Vector. Yes. Yes.
Huh?
Oh. So yeah.
That is definitely repairable.
It is. It was one of those. I was just so comfortable having just really good flights, and my outside maneuvers are kind of calming down, and it wasn't like panicking, and I was really happy. And I went and I turned around, and the wind had changed just a little bit, and I guess I got a little froggy, and I went, and just on the downside, I turned and tripped.
Oh no.
Huh.
And almost down to one knee, and it was over in a millisecond.
Yeah, I know. I've tripped too. I found it so funny. It's happened a long time ago, and I have a picture of the plane. I used to have a picture of it because I laugh at it because
Well,
reason why I laugh is because I thought I was such an athlete, too much of an athlete to trip. And so me turn around and start running, and I tripped after only 3 steps. It wasn't like so I laughed at that.
I think it was kind of a classic boneheaded mistake, and on the end of my stooge line, I have a line reel.
Yeah.
So I left it down, and I usually take a couple of steps away, to stay out of it. But like I say, I was happy and just doing great, and stepped over, and I felt it around my foot once, and I shook my foot.
Been there, done that.
And when I shook my foot, I went on my new knee, the $100,000 or the $200,000 knee. Yeah. And just twisted just a little bit the wrong way. And I went, oh man, and went, and just went down to one knee. And about that same time, I heard this.
Oh,
of the airplane, and total silence. And I went, yep. And it's kind of hard to tell, but it was buried up to about right there.
Oh wow. Wow. Now, did you repair that, or you just cleaned it up and dusted it off and it's fine like that?
I dusted it off when I took the engine out and stuff like that, and messed up a couple of the power switch for the ESC. It broke that. But I mean, like I say, I'm not going to say it's better when you know the exact cause, I mean, then when you're going and all of a sudden, bam, you're in the ground, and you're like, oh boy, how'd that happen?
Well, that's what happened to me. I didn't know. I mean, I think my handle messed up on me.
Oh yeah. Well, this was totally me. I mean, there's no way to put it anywhere else, So anyway, ordered another one, and I'll repair the wings and keep them and maybe make a profile out of it, because Vector's a good wing,
It is.
Yeah. But yep, I get it. Hey, Steve.
Hey, what happened to your Vector?
It found the ground.
He made it into a take apart.
Yeah. Oh. I wanted it removable wings, so one easy step.
I'd have gave you a free Vector wing.
Yeah. Well, I should have asked. That would have been it.
Yeah.
It would have been fine. But yeah, like I say, classic bonehead thing, with the stooge line and stuff like that. I mean, it wasn't tangled around my foot, but it had went over, and I'd started one revolution. I said, get off. And that was it.
Yeah, I'd rather have crashed the plane myself than to have something let go unbeknownst to me and the plane crash and don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I can learn from my mistakes, but when a hardware fell, if something just happens, I don't know what happened. No one learns. I really strongly.
That's what I was kind of saying. It makes it a little bit better when I can go, well, yeah, that was it. No doubt.
Usually, if the plane crashes, it's something you did wrong way before or during the crash. So if a wing folds, you're not building it strong enough. Hardware fails, you're not using the right hardware.
Yeah, there's probably about a 90% pilot error. Yeah. But anyway, like I say, it was good though. The old saying is stuff happens,
Yep.
But,
yeah.
It
Well, I
just
have
sounds
since-
like it's a bad week for Randy models.
No kidding. SV11.
Well, I have since then, since I crashed mine, I did go with Mike Lonke's trick and got me some surgical tubing to put over my clips on my handle. So if that was the case, it won't happen again.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I heard about your crash here a couple weeks ago, but
Yeah, well, I think the clips on my handle got turned around, and when I coming out of my wing over to go inverted, it tried to go, but I didn't have any down. So I
You
think
lost tension.
yeah.
And them one clips, they're not Hello Kitty. I don't know what they call them. The ones you
Mine
make
are
yourself.
Hawaiian clips.
They'll slide through the handle and turn sideways and
Yep.
shorten you up an inch. Then you
You'll
got
feel the
full
click.
up or full down, and
Yeah. So I did Mike's trick and got me some surgical tubing, 2 different colors, so I'll know which is up and which is down, and
There
it
you
keeps
go.
your lines straight, but they're flexible enough that they don't hinder the movement.
Right.
Yeah, I should do that. So, Steve, you have the chat popped out?
now I got to do all that. So you get that? How much you get done since I talked to you?
Nothing. I went to go. I had to run an errand before I leave town, and I went to go help. Joe Mata. He was being overrun by girls softball league, and so we packed up, and I came back home. So no, I haven't. So I hope to work on it while you keep tabs on the on the chat. Matter of fact, Joe Mata just says, "Go get to work, Charles."
Oh yeah, so I expect this all done by the time this is over.
Yes.
I don't care
Hey,
how
Carl.
fast you have to sand and cut and glue.
All right. Well, let me know when you're all set up and ready. You got the chat popped out, and I will hand over the reins. But I'll be keeping an eye on you. I'll be in the garage listening
I got my eye
and
over
watching, and that. So, Carl, what's going on with you, Carl?
Yeah, so I
Well,
expect this
no.
all.
Not much. Did you make it out to the field today?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't fly. I went to go help Joe Mata.
Yeah. I had something to come up that a friend of ours needed help, and so his wife is in the hospital. So I had to leave at noon to get
Okay.
back home and take care of that. So
I'm sure he appreciated you being out there for that time that he was out there, but that's still pretty
yeah.
good. So,
Hey, Steve.
Yeah,
If you're getting ready to do that, I can ask you a question in a minute.
I can. Yeah, I can get it. I think you can ask me.
Okay. This engine, I bought it, or motor, excuse me. Yeah. I bought it and it came as a rear mount. And the shaft was the other way. Yeah. So I loosened up, obviously here, and it had a collar on the other side. Yeah. And just pushed the shaft all the way through the other way. Is that like normal or is that okay to do that? Or
Yeah, I would think so.
yeah, I mean, it didn't say when I ordered it whether it was front mount or rear mount. When I got here, it was rear mount. So I kind of looked online. I looked on the Turnigy site and it didn't say, but I looked online and a couple other places about reversing the shaft. And that's basically what they said do, but everything seems to turn. I guess it's just on a bearing, and goes to the back side of the case.
Oh, this thing, it doesn't want to.
well, anyways, let me catch up. Greg Biswick says, I'm just putting my vector back together. So is that as a result of a crash, Greg? I don't remember you crashing your vector.
Those memories will go away.
Yeah, eventually.
So Mark, the only thing that I would worry about is if the shaft would spin on the on the inside of the motor? Because now that you've pressed it through,
Mhm.
is it just friction held on there, or is there a set screw or something?
Yeah, my assumption is, now you got me thinking. uh,
Because
Yeah,
once you get a prop on there, then you have some kind of load. Then
yeah, like that's the set screw. Um, That is a very, very good thought. Yeah, because if it moved, why did it move? I mean, it actually moved pretty easy, but that doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess the truth in the pudding, so to speak, will be when I put the prop on and test the engine, and
sure.
it stops in mid-flight. That'll and with a trail of smoke.
Hopefully you find out before you get to the flight part.
Yeah, I'll run it on the ground. Huh. At one point, this has been a while ago, I'd asked Denny about it, and Denny said, yeah, you can just slide it in the other way. But, but now that when you say that, looking at the back of the motor, it rotates that. Yeah, it's a thinker now. Now I'm thinking, okay, I want to take it apart now. All right, well, yeah, that's the question. Yeah.
Oh, this thing is not going to let me. Either I can bring up the one or the other. I can't get both of them in, and I don't know why. Let me see if that did it. Yeah. Okay. Finally. All right.
All right.
I think so.
All right. So Greg Biswick said, yes, he crashed the Vector some time ago.
Nope.
Sorry to hear about that. I lost a Vector myself, so I understand. So anyways, I'm going to go down the garage. Actually, my wife made dinner and I haven't eaten it yet. Let me grab a little quick bite to eat.
Get to work, Charles.
Yeah, but my wife, she made dinner, so.
Take it out there in the garage with you.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave Steve in charge of the what's going on. He'll be able to keep an eye. He popped out the chat, so he'll be able to see the chat and keep you guys part of the show. So keep the questions coming and going, and then the guys in the inside this space, you guys, I'll still be around. I'm going to continue working on planes. I'm leaving at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm going to be returning from Las Vegas Monday morning. So I'll be back Monday morning, but I'm going to close the show out. So I'll be watching it and keeping an eye. So I'll be available, Steve. If you have any problems, I'll be listening and watching. All right, so I'm going to leave you as the host with the mostest. Steve. All right, you guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, thanks, Sharon.
Is that an Aerostar prop?
Yes.
Them are nice props, aren't they?
It's like maple, and they're pretty tough, yeah, now you got me thinking. I'm going to try to. I'll see if I can mount it somewhere.
Is this the black motor?
No, it's the Turnigy, whatever, a 3548. I can't remember.
Okay, so I already see it.
Okay.
You got the set screw in there.
Yes.
And that's what locks that shaft on.
Yeah, but I mean, Tom brought up a good point, is if the shaft, if the motor is connected to the shaft, so to speak, and that turns the propeller, why was I able to just push it through the other way? And how is it connected inside?
You
Things
didn't
that make
have,
you go,
well,
You just push it by hand?
If that set screw was
Yeah.
tight on the shaft, how would it turn?
well,
is that a collet or is that part of the back part of the motor?
where at? Just that's part of the back part of the motor.
Oh, okay. So it's just not a collet.
No.
All right. So all you do then is back that out and push the shaft through, and there should be a little flat in there. You tighten it down and
Right.
What kind of
seems
motor
like
you
there
got
would have
there?
been a collet on the other side of that when it was the other way.
It did.
It did.
Yeah.
That keeps the whole thing from coming apart. Yep. Okay. That's right. You did it right.
Huh. Okay. But yeah, but now I got to answer the Tom's question because just because I'll think about it for the next 6 months. Yeah. Yeah, but if it's turning and that's connected, why?
Because the can has captured the shaft. That set screw is part of the can.
Okay.
So that's going to turn when the front part is hooked to the, it's going to make it a front mount.
Right.
But he didn't loosen the set screw when he pushed the shaft through to the other side.
Oh, no, I did actually.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Missed that part. Yeah. I loosened this down.
Oh, okay.
And I took the collet off of the front side.
Right.
Or
The
not
only
back-
thing you got to be careful now is that that front part you bolt on will
Mhm.
actually pull off probably. That's what that collet was, to keep that front part from pulling off.
Well,
But
it's got a, hang on a second. Let me,
does it have a set screw in the front too?
no, it doesn't have a set screw, but it's got a C-clip.
Oh, C-clip. Okay.
I just want to make sure that I was looking at a couple of other motors. I want to make sure that I'm looking at the right one here. Well, no, it doesn't.
Is there a place for a C-clip?
No. Let me get another motor here. Hang on a second.
While he's doing that, how are the electric props held on? Is it with a collet or are they threaded? Like an IC?
It depends. If it's front mounted, it's a collet. If it's rear mounted, it's like an RC.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is a normal front mounted motor.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's got a C-clip.
Is that the same kind of motor?
One size smaller.
Then you need to put your C-clip on there.
It would be good, but there's no
groove.
No groove. Okay, I'll probably just need to call turn.
Can you push
You
it out?
probably got to push.
Oh,
probably
you know
gotta
what?
push- What?
Just as we were doing that, Steve, I was turning it. It'll start to move out.
Right. You got to push your shaft out a little bit further so that groove comes out for the C-clip.
Okay. Well, if we're going to experiment, let's experiment on live TV.
If we are embarrassed, we might as well just do it all the way.
Hey, Mark.
Was there a flat on the shaft where the set
Well,
screw
you
goes?
know, I didn't pull it out that far. I just figured, okay, wow, it went through pretty easy. So let's tighten it back down before I make a mess.
Push it back out the other way.
Yes,
That's Watson. See if there's a flat on the shaft.
Yes, what I'm going to do.
Usually there is.
Push it. Push
Hey,
it
Mark.
real good.
Hey, buddy.
Can't you take that shaft completely out and flip it around and put it back in so that C-clip can be where it needs
Maybe.
to be?
No,
Maybe.
they're not made that way. Usually,
okay.
I've never seen one like that.
Okay, so let me push it back the other way.
Is there a flat on the end of it?
By the way, if you miss, it'll hurt.
Okay, so
Little late,
right,
Phil.
Captain Obvious.
right now, the shaft, the only flat I see now, that was on the end. Where's it at? Oh, you can see it there.
Yeah.
Now that was when it was set for a
Okay, for the other way.
a rear mount. Oh, come on now. Of course, now it's stuck.
The key-nutted collet fits up against that.
Right.
Yeah, that's for that. That's for the collet to hold.
Exactly.
Okay, so, but the other end doesn't have a.
No.
Okay, push it back through the same way you did it. And see if you push out a. So you can see where the C-clip goes.
Come on. Yeah, okay. It was much easier the first two times.
Probably have a mark on the shaft now from the set screw.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's probably what's making it harder now.
Well, what do you think?
How far are you back to flush?
Well, I'm back to like where the rear mount was. I'm not quite flush. I mean, yeah, to put it back in its original state, this would need to come this way just a little bit.
Oh no, I want you to go the other way with it.
The other way. Okay, I can do that. It's just a motor, right?
Yeah.
Mark, you're killing me. You're going electric.
Oh no. This will kill you worse. This is my other project. So yeah.
Oh.
And
yeah.
I gotta put that. I'm gonna put out a test stand in the morning. So yeah.
Why don't you just weigh it and cut it up for good sized tip weights?
I don't want to ruin my blade.
Oh yeah, that would do it. That's true. It would wreck the blade. No use sacrificing a good blade.
Okay, so now that it's flush on that end.
All right, now you got to take something and try to push it out just a little further.
A little more. Okay.
See if there's a place for
a C clip.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what kind of destruction tools I can come up with. Yeah.
Did you set up the other engine for front mount, or did you set that one?
No,
for
it came that way.
Oh,
you know,
one came front mount, one came rear mount.
Yeah, and they're different sizes. This is a larger engine, so. And when I went back and looked at it, there wasn't any kind of anything that would indicate whether it was front mount or rear mount. You know, you couldn't order them separately. So let me get some kind of. It's either one tap away from success or one tap away from ordering another engine.
That should go through there a long ways.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
Hang on, Steve. I gotta change the house again. There you go, Steve.
All right.
Hey, Lynn. Hey, Phil. Long time no see.
Hey, how's it going, Charles?
Hey, feeling a little better.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. And hey, Tryon, I'm gonna be busy working on my SB11 while Steve is hosting.
Is it done? Did you fly it?
Are you honestly using a fillet tool for a hammer?
Oh, not a complete hammer, just a tap.
So how far did you push it through?
Well, that far.
Oh, that should be way far enough, I think.
And I don't see any.
No.
You might not be able to front mount that motor.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking.
You'd have to pull the whole shaft out of it.
Well, I guess I could put a collet on the front, but
It shouldn't need a C clip going that direction. It's pulling against the bearing, right?
Yeah, you really don't need it, but
yeah, but I guess like I was saying, when Steve, what you said, without anything on the front, a C clip or some kind of collet, it's loose.
It's not going to go that direction though, because the prop's pulling the shaft that way.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, you really don't need it. But I always reclip them like that one, the yellow one you have there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it doesn't have a place for a clip. There ain't much you can do about it. Damn, them things seem about the same size.
Yeah, they're a little different.
Big difference.
Oh yeah, big difference.
And the magnet works.
Yeah.
No
doubt about that.
Yeah, if you put that collet on there, then you won't be able to get the other collet for the propeller on there.
That's true.
It should be fine if you push it back flush and then tighten up that set screw on the flat. It should be fine.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. It's going to be pulling this way. Alrighty then. Hey Phil, how are you, big?
I'm doing great, but I'm thinking this reminds me of being a kid. When all else fails, read the directions.
Well, I tried. I went to Turnigy. I went on there and short of calling.
Oh, it's Eternity. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It's just a deal that
they don't help you much.
Even on the older Aero lines, I don't think that all of them, if they were made to be back mounted, you couldn't front mount. Then
I've got a 2820 like that. You can't front mount it.
Right. So then they came out with the shaft you move, and you can do either or.
Well, the only other thing that I thought of, and this, it couldn't be. I was going to say, if I take the shaft all the way out,
turn it around.
And turn it around. Yeah. But if there's no C-clip indents in there anyway.
The only thing I could say about that is that on that one end has the flat for that set screw.
It does.
I just pull the can part on it and see if there's just a minute.
I don't understand why there's not a set screw inside it. It's got to hold that shaft to something.
It does to the back, Phil.
Okay.
Okay, so you just pull this apart?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll have to take that other set screw off of it first, though.
Yeah, it's out. It's out. Yeah.
And
the magnet is.
What?
There.
It bites.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't pull back this.
Those little earth magnets are pretty tight, pretty tough.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
count your magnets just in case they fall all over the floor. You know, you got them all back.
I was gonna say, see if there's a thrust washer inside on the shaft that you don't want to lose.
Yeah, when I get to a certain point, when I get to the end, right about there, it feels like it's catching on something.
Probably the set screw's catching in that notch, even if it's only catching a little bit.
You know, the notch is on the other end, Phil.
Oh, okay.
You got a burr on it.
Well, both ends should pull off that shaft.
Yeah. Steve, while he's doing that, how are you coming on recovering Sammy Special?
Oh, it's same place it's been since I first did it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't did
I want to see how you put the wings on that thing. How the actual hookup goes.
It's just a fork and a
tongue.
And then the bolt goes through and hooks in a blind nut.
Oh, okay. That's simple enough.
Yeah.
Say, I'm looking for a jetty box. If anybody's got one they want to part with. You know, they used to be, I think even Hobby King used to sell them, but they don't sell them anymore.
You can get them from Okie Air.
Yeah, get it from Okie Air. I think Esprit models, and something like that. I think that's where I got mine.
That's where I got mine.
Was it Esprit?
No, I got mine from Okie Air.
Oh, okay.
What do they cost? You know?
I think around $29.
Okay.
Something like that. They're
I
not,
think they
they're
were
not
19
terrible.
and then they went up to 29.
Yeah, amazing how they go up a third of the price. But anyway.
Well, I just need one to test out the little boards that I'm building. I got all the parts.
I got a question about little board. Does little board work with the Ferretti, or is that just with the
both?
I can't even think of the name of the other one.
Both.
Works with
it
both.
Does work with both. Okay.
It basically just passes the signal through.
Okay.
Except for at the very beginning when it does the takeoff, and after
at the ending when it shuts
after
it off.
the time to do the loop kill.
Okay. Well, I got to hurry up and get a check off in the mail in. As soon as I get to feeling like doing anything, I'll go to the mailbox and mail it off. I got another check sitting here. I thought it'd been mailed for 3 weeks and it's still sitting here. Never mind. I got to get that thing off in the mail.
You guys
I'm a little
still use
behind on a lot of
stamps?
things. Do what?
Did you guys still use stamps?
Oh, well, yeah, stamps are fine, but you got to physically go to the mailbox. And
Not feeling good still, Phil?
No, I'm not. And my wife's
sucks.
got it bad. She's still coughing her head off. We neither one of us feel bad. We just sound like
crap. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been weird. I just had that procedure on my neck and shoulder Wednesday. And it's working on my neck, but for some reason my right hand is still tingling like it's waking up from being asleep. So I gotta wait till Monday and see what happens on that. If it don't clear up, I'll try to do something else maybe. I don't know, but it feels so much better. I can at least sleep now. That's
good.
You know, much better.
Did you take injections?
No, well, it's they put 2 needles, I think, in your back. I thought it was going to be 4.
Yeah.
But they call it I forgot what they call it now. Anyway, this crap I'm taking has me so foggy headed. No, it's not a steroid. Well, it may be a steroid. I don't know, but they call it an infusion. Not an infusion. I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, it basically just some stuff that goes in there around the nerves and.
Yeah, it's
not so inflamed. It's a steroid, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, a steroid.
But anyway,
yeah.
The worst part of the whole thing, when I went to talk to the doctor, the doctor's assistant told me that Yeah, I know. Mike I got some from Minnesota. Mike, yeah, it's not fun. Anyway, the worst part of the whole thing when I was talking to the doctor's assistant told me it's no big deal after the big stick. I mean, they'll give you the big stick, you don't feel anything. So I go in there. I woke up the morning of the procedure in a cold sweat. I mean, sweat beads like BBs. Got up, had to take a shower, get dressed, get cleaned up again, and raced to the hospital because now I'm running late. Got there just barely on time. Went in and get ready for this thing. Lay down on the table. I'm waiting for the big stick, and they're putting the Band-Aid on. I don't know what the problem is, but anyway.
They just wanted you to take a shower before you came in.
Well, I don't know, but I'm telling you what, the big stick wasn't no big stick. I mean, it just didn't hurt.
Right.
It wasn't anything worse than any other needle. I mean, it's just a little prick and it's over with. But they put a couple of needles in your back and then they x-ray it and make sure they're in far enough and then press them in to get them in the right place. Once they're in the right place, they put the stuff in and pull the needles out, put a Band-Aid on you and send you home.
See you later.
There's really much ado about nothing, but I feel so
Wow.
much better. As soon as
That's
this
good.
right arm gets where I can fly, I'll be back out.
So is
But
it your
I gotta
flying
wait a week.
arm? It is your
Yeah,
flying arm.
I'm
right?
right-handed. I'm
Okay.
very right-handed.
Okay.
So
Hey,
it's,
Len, did you get any snow this week?
No, we went flying yesterday and today.
Holy shit.
oh Lord, I'm jealous.
Did you get some pictures for the calendar?
No, we didn't fly that. We flew big planes. It was too windy to fly the little one. It was too small, too windy for that.
How small a plane are you talking about?
Half a Osborne platter.
Oh Lord,
Yeah, it's pretty small.
that's fun.
Yeah, they're a
that's
lot
fun.
of fun.
I
We'll
want to
get
see.
some. We'll try and get some pictures if we can, Steve. But I think it's probably going to be next year, not
Yeah.
this year. But we'll try.
I wanna
We'll see
see
what
this-
we get.
I want to see pictures of the Spitfire.
Now what?
That thing's sharp.
Are you
I like
getting
the
it apart?
Spitfire.
There is a flat, so I can turn the shaft around. It's just
There you go.
There it is.
There you go.
Is it a
I
flat
kept
or
wondering.
is it a
It's-
flat or is it a place for a
no, it's a flat.
It's a flat for the set screw.
Yeah. So in other words,
Something has to keep that shaft attached to either the can or the armature, or it ain't
That's
going to do nothing but set and spin.
that's it.
Yeah. Now I just got to figure out how to get the shaft through without.
hold that back up again. I don't think that's gonna front mount.
I don't think it is either because it's too much length after that flat.
Well, here's my thought. If I push that flat back to where the set screw is now,
Yeah.
it'll have enough to be out on the other end.
Not long enough for that collet though.
Well, no, yeah. If this pushes back to where the set screw is, it is. Yeah. My thought is, I gotta think backwards. If the whole shaft is turned in and put in the other way.
No, because look at it. There's more sticking through the can right now than there is sticking out.
Well, of course, because the shaft still has to go back that amount. See where the
Yeah, but I'm saying if you just take it out and turn around and put it back in, see this the end that you're looking at right now is not long and not as long as what is in the motor. Measure it from there to the other end where
Yeah,
it
but
ends.
he has another flat on the other end. That would lock
Oh,
that in.
Yeah.
it might work then. That
Yeah.
might be how you do it. Just turn the shaft around.
Yeah.
That could be. I mean, I wondered why they didn't do that since my Turnigy. I wondered why it didn't work that way.
I mean,
I've been trying to find. I thought I was just going to go get a piece of rod and I was just going to make one to turn the
Right.
Turnigy around.
right.
Not that simple. It's a weird size rod.
So now can
Yeah.
you pull that thing apart or not?
Well, no, I can get it to the end, and it's pretty tight, So I'm almost to the point where I'm just going to take and tap. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Tap
I
it
don't
through.
know. Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out a way to do that without
I
making
need
a
a
big.
good punch with a
Yeah,
flat
or
end on it.
a soft punch. I mean, I'm not going to wail
Yeah.
on it because I don't want to ruin the motor. Like I say,
No,
if-
that's what I mean. Something
if
soft
it-
like a brass punch.
So what do you want to put that on, Mark?
That's going to go back in the vector.
That one? The one you're beating on?
Yeah.
How did you have that hooked up before?
It was front mount. In the vector.
That motor?
Mount. No. This is a new motor.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What happened to the motor that was in the vector?
All right, Mark, here's the deal. There's a press fit over there.
Yeah.
So you want to turn the shaft around, you have to press it out of there.
Okay.
I've seen, I was just looking at the video right now, and what they do, they use a drill press. They put the drill bit probably in reverse and use the drill press to yank it out of there, and then probably flip it around. Looking at, I'm going to send you some links with the video, and you take it from there. How about that?
Yeah, perfect, man.
That's a good idea, Trey.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
How's the new plane coming? Trey, you got the wings done yet?
No. Okay. No. I had all kinds of stuff going on this weekend. My afternoons were just screwed. So, pardon my French, but that's what happened.
So, I know. Life gets in. I explain that as life gets in the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Participants. So I have to go participants, right? And Mark Lumen, more. Not like that. There you go.
You know, I feel so much better about not being able to do stuff on the computer when Trayan has problems, because he is a computer guru. What he can't do on a computer, I can't even dream of doing.
Mark, I just sent you the link.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Look in the chat, in the private chat, okay? Unless you guys want to have it for everybody.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Now, whatever he's doing over there should be able to apply it in reverse for this opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right, enough about banging up motors. You guys, I'm gonna see if I can get this done.
Oh shit!
Hey, some of you guys that work with paint, has anybody worked with any? Dope. Has anybody worked with any Ultra Clear from Brodak?
Yeah.
I put 3 coats of that stuff on that Ringmaster, and it don't build up at all.
Huh. It's so clear you can't see it on there, Phil.
I guess that's it. But I tell you what, I'm going to do. I'm going to break down the next Tuesday's supposed to be 70 degrees, 68 to 70 degrees. I'm going to go outside and shoot a coat of regular clear on this thing. Try to get it built up enough so I can feel like it's fuel proofed, and I'm going to get it ready to fly.
There you go. Now you're talking.
I'll be back. I want to get this Ringmaster flying. This thing, it turned out really pretty, but
yeah, it's a Ringmaster.
Clear just don't build up at all.
Wow. I've never tried this stuff, so I don't know what it's like.
Well, this is probably my only try on it. I might use the other half of the can on the half A, but I've got a little Pinto too downstairs.
It's called Ultra Clear?
Something like it's Brodak's.
Crystal Clear.
Crystal Clear. Oh, Crystal Clear. Yeah. Okay. I've used that.
It didn't build up at all for me.
No, it doesn't seem to. I don't know. It's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I put that on one of my, and it's not fuel proof very much either, because I used it on my big airplane, and I put 3 or 4 coats on that airplane before I flew it, and all the ink lines have gone to shit.
Oh Lord! Well, I just put regular clear on it then.
I think that I got a lot of Crystal Clear is like pre-thinned. So if you thin it, you're shooting nothing but thinner.
Yeah,
that's what I did then.
That's the problem.
That's what I thinned.
So did I.
Put a stick in it, and let it run off and see how viscous it is.
Okay.
But I mean, it wouldn't spray the way it was. So what are you supposed to do?
Oh, you couldn't spray it without thinning it?
No, I couldn't.
I couldn't either.
Too thick.
Okay. Well, then you got to put a little bit in there.
Yeah. So I don't know, but
I think the 50-50,
it didn't
and that
fuel
was too
proof.
much.
To me, it didn't fuel proof worth a damn. So
I'm just going to shoot regular thinner on it, regular clear on it.
Regular clear. That's what I'm going to do next time too. I'm not going to use crystal clear. I'm going to use regular clear.
Yeah, it, all that's got that UV protector in it, and it looks, it yellows white a little bit.
Yeah.
But all you got to do to that would just be to put a drop of blue in your white.
Yeah.
And then use the stuff that's yellow, and the blue will kill the yellow.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, maybe the secret is what you've done. Put a coat of the crystal clear on. That kills the UV and everything, and then put regular clear over top of it.
Yeah. I think that's what we'll do, because it's.
I
can't remember if it's 3 or 4 coats on it, but I mean, you look at that tissue and it still looks like, dang. I mean, it still looks like you just put the color on it. I thought, where the heck is the shine supposed to be?
Yeah, well, how many coats do I have to put on before it starts to build up a little here?
Yeah, I'm afraid the plane's going to start getting heavy. And still
yeah, exactly. No, I agree.
Maybe you got to rub it out to make it shine.
I already tried that. I rubbed it with 600 sandpaper, and it.
But now I know why I couldn't. Now I know why I couldn't get any shine really on my airplane. It was nice and smooth, and it wouldn't shine. And I tried rubbing it out. I tried everything, and I couldn't get the kind of shine I wanted at all.
Yeah, so I went through it.
Why?
I went through it real easy, and I got to patch the white now. One little place over a rib, I took a little bit over. But the good thing about it, you can patch it, shoot clear over it, and you'll never see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know John used that on that airplane. He won all the scale stuff with. That like that racing airplane or whatever that thing is that he built.
Ryan STA.
No, I can't think of it.
One of the guys had a Ryan that just.
It was John's airplane that he won the Nats with and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It was a little.
The shoestring,
real big.
Shoestring. Yeah, and that had that crystal clear on it. And I mean, that's what Wendy always used was crystal clear. I don't know how he got his shiny.
I don't know.
The dope I got from Wendy wasn't crystal clear. He had 7 or 8 quarts left over when he was done. And he gave it all to me, and it was just regular clear. It wasn't crystal clear.
I'm gonna tell you what, Wendy could do things with paint. Nobody else I know could do.
He did magic with paint. I don't know how the hell he did.
He did. Wendy is amazing with paint.
He knew paint like nobody else. Yeah,
watched his motorcycle videos, and
he's amazing with that too. Somebody in from Vegas, or trying anyway. Hey, look who's here.
Well, look who's here.
Wow. How you doing, guys? Good. Looks like you're relaxing.
Do I look a little red in the face? It's got nothing to do with being embarrassed. Let's put it that way. So.
You blushing? What did you do there? Danny, what did you do there? Why you blush?
Yeah. What did you do, Danny?
Right. He's got a nice flying site. They've got gorgeous weather. We had 80 degrees, sunshine. The only clouds in the skies were just contrails. And the only trouble we had with the wind is there wasn't enough of it. It was, it was basically backpedal day, sometimes, and had a pretty good turnout so far just for practicing. I got my plates in, and I was out of there around 1 o'clock or so. And Mama San and I started running around and seeing some sights and whatever, and just got back. So
cool deal. Is the smoothie works?
So we saw. Let's see. Mike is here, Mike Lonke, and did not see Charles. I guess Steve and Charles is not go far.
Oh,
don't know.
Breaking up.
Oh, he froze. Oh, maybe he's back.
Connection's not good.
No. Yeah, Charles is leaving
Oh,
at
well.
5 in the morning
Wow.
Oh, boy.
to get there, Dennis. I don't know if he heard me or not.
Charles is getting
I
serious.
You're coming through loud and clear.
Has Charles got his airplane the way he wants it yet? Has anybody heard?
No, he's fixing it.
What happened? He didn't crash it or anything, did he?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, that's bad.
Hooked his lines on some weed, turned in and come across the circle, and
Oh shit.
so
Yeah, that's bad news.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, I'm hoping to feel like getting out tomorrow. I've made up a set of new lines for my new plane, and I've made up a set of lines with the fishing line. I got steel, got metal ones, conventional lines, and I've got metal ones made up that are the same length, and they are verified the same length. So now I've got to go out tomorrow and put a 100-pound pull test on each set and see how much they stretch.
This is Spectra you're talking about?
Yes, sir. 100-pound
Okay.
Spectra. I used
Okay.
100-pound Spectra. Now I got some 65-pound Spectra.
Yeah.
I'm going to make up a set with that. I mean, it's not like it takes long to make it up.
No, it only takes a few minutes. It's good.
So I'm going to make up a set of 65-pounders as well. And I'm going to use a fishing scale, and put 60 pounds of pull test on the 65s and just hold it for a minute. And I'm going to try to put about 85 on the other two pair and hold that for just a minute. I'm not going to pull 100. I'm going to just pull about 85.
That's right.
And hope I don't bust the steel ones. But anyway, I'm going to try to pull them and hold them for a minute and measure them and see how much it changes and see what we got.
Why are you pulling the steel ones?
Just to see if they stretch. See how much they stretch because they're brand new. I just put both ends on, made them up from just wire.
I don't know if they'll survive 100 pounds. I guess they will.
I don't know if they will or not.
I don't know what they're rated at. Do you?
I'm thinking about pulling them 65
pounds or 65 pounds.
Sounds to me like he's going to find out.
I think I might just pull them 65 and see what it does.
Yeah.
I might just pull them all 65 pounds. I may break the 65s, but I mean, I got to know.
We can't hear you, Dennis.
I'm sorry.
Oh, there we go. Now
you're better.
Yeah, we heard you that time.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you could. That would be that'd be a heck of a test, Phil.
Yeah,
but it's really it's outside the realm of anything you're ever going to see flying the lines.
Oh God, I couldn't hold it if it pulled 100 pounds.
Right.
I'm thinking 65 ought to be enough for anything.
For sure. I bet if you pulled it even 35 or 40 and held it, all right, that's a heck of a pull to hold.
Okay.
You could still probably see a pretty good comparison, and you won't take a chance on overstressing the lines or anything. I'd be more worried
45
about
pounds
lines. Yeah,
I can do that. It's a fishing scale. I can do that.
I
can do that.
What I'm very curious about, Phil, is if you have some calipers, some way to accurately measure, how much stretch you have and you have to have the full line length.
All right,
you cannot stretch like 1 foot or something like that.
No, it's not going to stretch that much. If it stretches a quarter of an inch, I'll be surprised. If any of it stretches a quarter of an inch, I'll be surprised. But what I'm going to do is I've got a nail in the side of the building, and I'm going to put 2 lines on that and then run them out and hook them to a handle. And so it'll be even pull. It's what we use at contests for pull testing. It's just got a strap on it, and it goes through the handle or catches the handle.
Yeah.
It pulls it back where it's even tension on the 2 wires, and then pull back on it. I was going to pull 65, but 45 sounds more feasible because he's right. No model airplane pulls 65 pounds and pull you off your feet.
Like I had a 38 pound. Go ahead.
But what I'm thinking is, first of all, they're rated individual lines. It's not for 2 lines, right? So you're probably going to get much better numbers by stretching a single line
and
at 65 pounds and see how much it stretches. And then you have a single line of the steel one stretching out at the same poundage and see how much you get over there.
I can do that.
Because the more
And
you,
then
you're gonna have
I've
more
got another
stretch. If
line.
you have not enough, they're gonna have very little. So you cannot really tell that.
Yeah, I've got another wire stretched out that's it's just safety steel, but it's good and clean, and it's laid out across it's hung out there. And I've got it marked off to the length of the wire. So when I finish, I can put my wire up against it and measure from the mark on that safety wire to the mark on the line and see how much it's stretched.
Yeah.
So I think it should, I think it'll give me a good test. I can do it that way, do it one line at a time. It's not going to take that long, 4 minutes. I mean, I think I can spare that.
Look at him going.
So we'll see what happens.
All right,
Mark,
Mark.
already done, huh?
Hopefully
Mark.
we'll have that Monday.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I looked at that video right quick, and I just went and put in a drill press, like you said, turn the drill upside down. It come out pretty easy. And Tom, you're right. There was a thrust bearing in there, so you just had to be careful to line it up correctly. And I'm thinking that's going to be enough room.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
And the flat,
you probably won't use that much.
Yeah, the flat worked out right where it's supposed to. Oops, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there, and then the flat on the back side, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm gonna drip.
Well, it's a good looking motor.
I'm gonna drip just a little squeeze of Loctite on those little set screws and call it.
Sounds like a plan to me.
You should have put the Loctite before you put the screws in.
Well, I'll pull the screws out and do it again, but my point was just making sure it was going to fit and be the right, the right distance and stuff. But because
Safety
there is
first.
a little bit of leeway that you can move it just a little bit, but this looks pretty good. So,
well, make sure that motor's not dead tight together. Now it needs to have just a little leeway in it.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Because otherwise you'll burn a set of bearings up.
Mark, you know what? I'll be curious to see.
Sure.
Do you have a watt power analyzer?
No, I don't.
It's like $15 on Amazon or something like that.
I'll
You can
get
put
one.
both motors and put them with a tack and spool them up to the same RPM. And
Right,
use the
and see
servo
what the-
tester for that, right? And see how much
Right,
amps you're pulling.
Yeah, I it's like you say with the 48 versus the 42. I think it's going to be a difference, obviously, right?
Yeah, because I'm curious how much less amperage you use with a bigger motor.
Yeah,
because it tells you pretty much you look at the amps and then you go like, well, I can have a battery that's so much smaller, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll order one. That'll be a good experiment. Yeah.
Wow, this is awesome. I mean, this is exciting times. I love that Phil is taking on that on testing the lines, and I love that Mark, you are taking on looking at the motors.
I've got another
between them. And by the way, and if you
another,
spool this motor to the max after that, you can see the maximum amps that you're using as well. So then you know, like, oh, my AC is perfect or is not enough or whatever.
Oh, gotcha. Man, that's good. Another little experiment too with a unidirectional carbon. I had on the side of the Banshee, I was stiffing it up and stuff like that. And this is my test piece that I just done the whole thing. To break this, I had to put it on the side of the table, like this, and push to break it. It is absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's
tough shit.
And that's pretty soft balsa.
And it's just one layer?
One layer, one direction.
Wow.
Yeah. But you see like how it works in that one direction only?
Exactly, because you can take this way. I mean,
yeah, you can, easily,
you can do it that way, but yeah.
But now if you take another layer, Mark, and you put it in that direction, it's not going to break in either direction.
Yeah. I mean, for the long ways with the grain. Jesus Christ.
Come on, Mark. We know you've been sick, but come on.
Weak link.
Nice.
No, that stuff's tough. That stuff's tough.
That's what it took.
Wow.
And
Don't want to sign off. So,
Yeah, that's what you get.
Danny, good luck. Good luck.
Good
Have
luck,
a great
Dennis.
weekend, buddy.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Vane.
Good luck, Dennis.
You guys have a good thing.
Hey, take some videos, Dennis, okay?
Bye.
Hey, Mark, what did you adhere that with? Just dope?
Well, that was going to be my next thing. I used just regular. I used 15-minute epoxy and mixed it with isopropyl alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Now, it wasn't much. I mean, I had to play with it a little bit to get the right consistency so that it would, soak in, so to speak. So it would. At first, I had a little too thick, and I know there's a point, and this is not from experience, just from reading. Yeah, there is a point when you start thinning epoxies that it starts to lose its compression, capability. So, to be honest, I don't know what the ratios were, but it was nowhere. It was probably maybe 10%.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine. As long as you don't go too much, you're fine.
Yeah, but I guess the key, like you were telling me, Tryon, was to get it so that the viscosity is just thin enough that you can see when you brush it on that it's actually soaking in.
Yeah. If you want to really make it light, what you want to do, get one of these paint rollers, the little ones, okay, and just mix your epoxy. And what you do, you put the epoxy in a paper plate, and then you use the roller like this, and it's going to put much less resin into it. If you use a brush or something like that, even a credit card or something like that, it's going to soak it up. It's going to go through the carbon and into the balsa, deep into the balsa, right? And that's what's going to give you much weight. But if you're really fanatic, you can take the piece of carbon separate on a piece of paper towel. You wet it over there, right? And then you take that piece of carbon and lay it on top of the part.
On
and
the
you
dry
come with this
balsa.
guys and you just do that. It should be fine.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the because I done like a 1-inch strip on the side of the Banshee, like you said, one direction this way, one direction that way, all the way back to the end of the wing, and it went on pretty good. Yeah, and honest, well, like I say, even at that, I mean, even a 1-inch strip, it was just light. I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't have much weight at all.
All right, update on the emails. Marcel LeGrand. Evening, Charles and everybody. Oh, Marcel.
Steve, how did you ever? I don't remember.
Is he from Canada?
No, I've just heard.
No, he's Europe somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I just heard Charles mentioning his name quite a bit.
Yeah.
I can't remember where he's from, but I thought he was from Europe. How did you come out on your prop test, Steve?
The best one so far is an Eternergy 12.7. It used the less, for the same amount of thrust, it used the least amount of thrust. I mean, for the same amount of thrust, it used the least amount of amps.
Okay. 12.7.
The other Turnergy props all were more, and they're all real close. The Badass, I can't think. What other ones I checked? Them expensive ones, I can't think now. I checked Falcons, which was middle class, and then the ones that the Zors. So far they've all tested about the same, except that one Turnergy, and I rechecked everything and checked it again,
Mhm.
and it was a lot less. I don't know why, but that one prop was the best prop out of them all, and it was a $2 prop.
But it was, well, that was the Turnigy, the carbon ones or the wood?
The
Oh,
wood.
wood.
The plastic, yeah.
These little things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. How about that? Got the scimitar looking blade on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
the PowerPoint?
Huh?
Is that a PowerPoint or?
No, that's
No.
a Turnigy. Well, I got to go get my glasses to read, see what the hell it says on it.
You know, Steve, on those Aerostar props, one thing I found too that was kind of different. I don't know how to. Is that if I put the normal washer that's got the concave, you know, part of it on the right way, it doesn't go flat against the prop because of the way it's. So I just turned it around backwards. I don't know.
I see what you mean. The prop's got a funny shape to the face of it.
Yeah.
It's called a Turnigy Light Electric. Is what it's called.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this, they're the least balanced of the props. I had to do a lot more balancing on it, but
what do you expect for $2?
Yeah. and what it is, it was real easy to do because you can see the sags in the lacquer.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom. So it must have been painted like this, and it's got a ridge of lacquer on the one blade, and that makes it heavy.
I like the shape of that prop. That's sexy looking. I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and Steve, it might be even better than that because if you have more pitch, you're gonna run less RPMs as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure what your qualifications were. How did you do it to get the same thrust and same velocity of the air going down? Or I don't know what's, you know, but
I set this. All I did is I came up with the first prop, which was an 11.6. I set it to like 9,400 RPM and measured the thrust. I wrote that down. The other props, I matched the thrust and then check the amps I was using, how many amps it turned to produce the same amount of thrust.
Okay, so for the thrust, you double check it on the thrust. Yeah, I get it. But what I'm saying is that in real flight, let's say you have the same plane, you want to achieve the same RPM, the same speed. You have different RPMs for different props, and as you change the RPMs, you're gonna change the thrust as well. So the idea is to match the thrust and the speed. But the problem is, how do you check the speed to match the speed, which is kind of hard to do that. But now that I said that, you know, if you said it's an 11.7, you know, that's pretty nice because 11.7 is going to run less RPM. It's going to give you plenty of thrust for like a replacement, like a 40 size motor.
The only thing was trying. I figured that, you know, it would be a linear deal. Yeah. The 11.6 pulled more amps for the same amount of thrust, and the 11.8 pulled more amps for the same amount of thrust.
Yeah.
And then I went through the Zors and all that, and they were pretty much the same across all the pitches. It really didn't make a difference to produce with any of these props, but that one. So much thrust costs you so many amps. It didn't matter what the RPM was.
Okay.
But I don't know how that, you know, Howard says it doesn't relate to real world when you put it in an airplane.
Yeah, because in the real world, I mean, if you have more pitch in the prop, obviously you're going to run it lower RPM to maintain speed, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, all of them, I had to run less RPM for the thrust. I got it written down someplace, but as pitch went up, RPM came down. I kept thrust constant, and amps were pretty much constant over everything except that one. And I don't know why that one prop is so much more efficient than the others, but
Wow,
it is.
well, it's interesting, very interesting.
So I really don't know. I guess it's going to have to be, but then I was talking over with Dennis, and the most efficient place to run an electric motor is like 70 to 80% of its value. And if you figure it that way, you couldn't use anything bigger than a 6 pitch, because the RPMs would be too low.
Okay.
So I don't know.
From what I know, electrics and IC are completely opposite. Electrics are most efficient at 0 RPM, while IC are the most efficient at max. So
I know they have more torque at 0 RPM, and I thought the same thing. It was on, Dennis got it off of something, and Charles was on there, and they were looking at it, and it says 60 to 80% of your usable RPMs. If you take like say a 4-cell times the kV, and then or your voltage times kV, gives you that, and then hit, I went 0.7, 0.8, and it all was around 10,000 RPM, was 70 to 80% of your kV RPM. I don't know, but
yeah.
But I can see if you use a lower kV motor, you really need a prop to get it down into the 70 to 80% range.
Yeah. So most likely you are into the. It sounds to me like 6-7 pitch props are just about ideal for what we need, right?
For that, we did on a 950 kV, a 4-cell pack, and that came out to around 10,000 something RPM. But if you drop that, if you start dropping the kV, it drops the RPM where it should be, being most efficient. And that's like that new motor coming out that's in the 560 range from Badass with a 6-cell, then you should probably be with a 7 or 8 pitch to get that RPM down.
Wow.
Yeah. It's it's pretty much what I'm using now. I'm using a 510 with a 6-inch pitch.
Yeah, and you could probably even do a 7-inch or an 8-inch on yours.
Yep.
You get it in, see if it's in that 70 to 80% range.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's why they're coming out with all these.
Yeah, when you really want to push the envelope and you max it out because you don't have enough, your power pack is too heavy or whatever, maybe your consumption is too edgy or something like that. You want to push it to the limit. Yes, that's good. Yeah, but I don't have an issue at all.
I mean, on my RC planes, I see that they use a 4-cell pack, a 610, I think it's 610 kV with a 15.8 propeller.
15.8.
15.8.
Huge.
And I was going to try to figure out where that percentage of RPM is in, in that. So, yeah, I mean, all the RC airplanes now are going with big propellers, and
low RPM,
low kV, and 4-cell packs. They're not using 5 and 6 anymore in RC. I mean, they used to be using 12-cell in RC pattern. Now I see they're down to 8. they dropped 4 cells off and are running 200 and something kV. It's crazy how low they went with a kV.
So, yeah. This is my motor.
The big Joker.
This is the 4250, yeah. The only thing I've done to the motor is I removed the wing from here. It doesn't need it. That ring is probably when you mount it like this, so the can doesn't want to fly out.
Yeah.
That's an extra insurance. But if you mount it like this, and the prop pulls everything forward in this direction.
Oh, that's what we were talking. Yeah. That's what we were talking about a while ago. Perfect.
Yeah, if you got the room,
so I just took it out.
If you got the room marked, you can run that. If you don't, you're gonna have to take it off. That's all there is to it. To get your collet and stuff on.
Oh, I think there's room. Yeah, I mean, if there's plenty of room for the mount. Yeah.
Oh Lord,
and,
yeah.
You know,
and you can shorten it up if you want to.
Yeah, and you know, if I need to take down just the leading edge just a little bit on the mount, I mean on with the way the vector is, you know, it's pretty thick, you know,
yeah,
on that front mount, you know. So if I need to back that down, you know, 10, 25 thousandths to make clearance, I think that'd be fine. Yeah, but I think that's going to be plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to be in a? Oh, that's going to go in a vector.
Yeah.
A full fuse or a?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that.
It's actually about the same
shallow.
distance.
That's one thing about the vector. It takes a shallow spinner.
Yeah. You know.
But it doesn't matter, Mark. You know, you can take first of all, I would take the ring out because you don't need it.
Okay.
The one in front of the motor, yeah, that one.
Right.
The one behind the prop spinner, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Yeah, this one right here.
So what?
Yeah, that one.
What spinner you got on there?
Take that one out, and the shaft you can shorten it if you want to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know how you do that? You take a Ziploc bag, put
around
a
the motor.
tiny hole in a Ziploc bag, shove the motor inside and the shaft through the Ziploc bag, do your cutting and stuff like that, take it out, you're done.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, smart. That way you don't get any filings or anything down in your magnets.
What spinner do you have, Mark?
It's a combination, you know. I got it from Hobby King. I would remember the name of it, but not possible. It's actually the spinner and collet all in one.
It's flat on the. It's completely flat where the collet goes through.
Yeah. I'll take it off. I'll show you.
Oh, you have it's a collet type spinner.
Yeah. Where it's you know, it's all one piece.
Yeah, I like those ones. Those are my favorite ones.
I was thinking to say you suggested it, so you gotta like it.
I did it. Sorry.
It's your fault.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Or Marcel's from New Zealand.
New Zealand. Yeah.
Guys, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next time. I gotta go to bed.
You try to stay out of trouble.
All right, Teddy, have a good one.
Yeah, Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I can show you the one I got.
Yeah, I like those.
It really fits nice, you know, and let's face it, it made it through the ground impact. Yeah.
Did you pass the ground impact test?
Yeah.
How bad was the plane hurt?
Yeah. Let's see.
Wings in 2 pieces.
This is a Mark. Oh, take apart. Yep. No shit.
Take apart when.
But this is the spinner that I use.
Oh, I see what you're saying now because of the way that you're.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
the collet's behind the spinner.
It's just deeper. It's just deeper.
This collet is huge.
Yeah, it's just
Front
deeper
to
behind the
inside.
spinner.
Yeah, it goes from the inside back. And I found this one does not slip. Sometimes
Right.
you got to mess with it to try to get that collet to tighten down.
Mm.
When you got this one tightened down, that's from Max Products, then it really tightens down. And then this has a lip in the back so that it'll go in, and because otherwise, I've had another one with a big one like that on the back and it's flat. And hell, you got a gap that big between your spinner and the nose.
Right. That's what I like
especially on a
about being,
vector.
that's what I like about the flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yours
nice.
is more flat. So this one, it has a huge collet on it, and it really grips. But yeah, Charles tightened his down, then he couldn't get it off.
Oh yeah, the aluminum. If you crank on it, I bet. Yeah. Yeah.
That collet pulled in there so tight he couldn't. He finally got it loose and got the thing off the shaft. I said, "Yeah, man, these things really grip. They're not like some of these other collets that you don't got to worry about the airplane starting up and spinning the propeller."
All right, Leon, you still there?
He's kind of there.
He's muted.
Oh, okay.
I think I did good progress this week and tonight too. I got everything finalized so I can just join them. I will wake up tomorrow morning. I'm not gonna procrastinate no longer, and I will join this fuselage is done and get them done.
Good stuff.
Well, did you do the nose and the fuselage, or just the nose?
Both.
Both. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a lot of. I thought you just did the nose. I didn't know you had the whole fuselage laid up too.
Well, I'm hoping before the snow flies in
there it is, Steve.
South Carolina, the three of us can get together and fly these things.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I back to IC for a minute for Lynn.
It's okay.
I'm gonna test. No, I'm gonna test the now.
Yeah.
I'm one of those I have to know type persons, I'm
that way.
I can't mechanically figure out why an engine 2-4 brakes.
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that either.
because
it has too much fuel, Mark.
Yeah. Under a
too much fuel has to have the correct amount of fuel and correct amount of oxygen for it to go kaboom. Otherwise, it may just flame out, just small, partially burn, or not at all.
Yeah, I get that. I understand.
It's like throwing a cigarette in a drum of kerosene. It's just gonna fizzle out.
Right.
Nothing is gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
And when you put a 2-cycle or even a 4-cycle under load, it automatically leans them out.
Well, that's where.
Yeah, he wants to know why though.
Yeah, there may not be a specific scientific answer. I mean, it's maybe it's the weight of the fuel when the fuel changes in the tank.
It's not changing, but it's either climbing and has a tougher time getting to the motor. And when you're climbing, the fuel has to climb up to the motor. When you're diving, there's
so gravity
dumping into the motor. So you have 4-cycle in level flight. As soon as you put the nose up, it has a harder time getting over there, which gives it less fuel, which means the motor is running optimum now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
that does make sense.
When you put the nose down,
gravity sucks no matter what.
Now, that's not true though, because I used to be a chainsaw mechanic and I used to run go-karts. That's how I became a chainsaw mechanic. You take a chainsaw and everybody sets it up full blast and leans it out. Oh yeah, that sounds good. It's got to be rich. You set the lean burn in the cut. Goes when it hits the cut, because you put it under load. When you put it under load, it's harder for that piston to go up there and you have a longer burn time. Everything is hotter when you're pushing stuff under load, and it burns the fuel then more.
I think it's probably a good combination of loading up the prop, but gravity and the other thing with aircraft in flight, you got to deal with G forces. Yeah, even at whatever a maneuver is. I'm not talking about the lateral G force, but when you start up, there is a X amount,
a lot more load. Yeah,
an X amount of G force put on the fuel. Yeah,
right. And that pushes more fuel.
I'm sorry,
because you have a column. If you have a column like a barometer, if you add water to something, it has more pressure pushing down, which will push up further. So when you raise your tank up, you have more pressure on that line going.
Yeah, because the fuel in the tank is pushing down. I get it, and then pushing it up.
Right.
I get it.
So everybody thinks, oh, you go up, and the fuel is running away from the motor, so it makes it less. No, when you pull up, it forces fuel through that line. You go down.
I gotta agree with you 100%.
I think it's a big combination of everything. I mean, it's obviously specific gravity and that particular G force, and then that makes sense. Okay, I think
does it go in if you're holding the plane and you tip it like that? Does it go into 2-cycle?
Yes.
If it's set up right, almost immediately.
Yeah.
Because the load doesn't really change when you just do that.
That would be the gravity part of it.
It's just
I have seen this explained by somebody who is really good at mathematics, and it took about 3 pages.
Wow.
It's way over my head.
Oh, it's not something I'm going to lay awake at night wondering.
1 pound of pressure, 1 pound of pressure raises water 2 feet. So what it is that when we did steam boilers, if your boiler's running at 12 pounds, you can lift water 24 feet.
Oh, no doubt.
Bring back condensate back to that boiler. So we always see how far we have to lift water, and usually you don't, because the boiler's down in the basement, so gravity brings it down. You can run on a 1/4 pound of steam and get all the heat you want. People still run it at 12 pounds. But the only reason you run boilers at higher pressure is to push the water back to the boiler. 1 pound of pressure raises water 2 feet. I don't know what 1 pound will raise fuel, because fuel is like 6 ounces per pint compared to water is, 6 ounces per pint. Water is 8 ounces per pint.
Yeah, that's when it gets technical.
Right. An ounce of water weighs an ounce.
Yeah.
Even though it's an ounce in volume, they weighed it, put it in a little cup, and said, hey, that's an ounce. And that's why volume and weight is the same with water.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, a few materials, but yeah, that's true.
16 ounces, a pint. That's what a pint, a pound, the world around.
It is. Yeah, there you go.
I've heard that
pound the
before.
world around. Gotta remember that.
So if you got 16 ounces, you got a pound of water. If you measure it in a damn cup or you put it on a scale, you got the same amount of water.
I was out in the backyard. I was out in the backyard today, and I decided I was going to put my bird bath away for the season, right? So it's actually Naomi's bird bath. So it's got 3 stakes that hold it into the ground, right? So I'm down there trying to get these stakes out of the ground. I get the stakes out of the ground, and I forget that the goddamn bird bath's still full of water, and dumped it all over the top, dumped it right on myself, the whole bird bath of freezing cold water. You should have seen me jump. That got my attention. And I thought, boy, I wonder if the neighbors just saw me do that.
Somebody videoed it, you bet.
So yeah, it would have been
already on YouTube.
It would have been a great YouTube video. Steve would have watched it 25 times.
You gotta put on there. Check out the crazy Canadian taking a shower in his front yard.
Oh yeah, it was classic. It was unbelievable. I'm like, oh no, what am I doing? Oh yeah, my
What was the
sweater
temperature up there today?
just above freezing. But oh my goodness.
It's
But
been
the
chilly
water
down
was
here.
so cold when I dumped it on myself. I'm like, you dum. How did you do that one? Oh, you're brilliant. That's just perfect. That is. Stunthangar guys.
I don't feel
so
so bad
early
about
now.
some of the. I don't feel so bad about some of the dumb stuff I've done lately. Then
Oh, we all do it. It's like, what are you thinking? I can't believe this. See, I got down there fiddling with those pins and I forgot all about the fact that there was still water in the bird bath.
Getting ahead of yourself.
wow.
My mom has a hard time taking pills or something. And whenever she does it, she puts them in her hand, and gets this and throws them in the back.
The big throw going, yeah.
Get this throw going, and then she'll tip her head up and drink water. Well, me and my dad, we're at the lake, She gets in the refrigerator and gets a bottle of cold water out of the fridge, pours a big glass, and she's left-handed. Well, she picks up the pills with her right hand and goes, woof, with this glass of water.
Oh, that would be funny.
And then she's going, me and my dad are just dying laughing. And she did, I'm surprised backwards. Because she started that rocking with that glass and we knew it was coming. 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy. Got hurt. Did you dump the water before or after coffee?
What's that?
Lynn, did you dump the water before you had coffee or after you had coffee?
Oh no, it was in the afternoon. Long after anything. It was like, oh, you dumb. What are you thinking?
Hey, are your leaves falling yet?
Some of them, not all of them, but they started falling now because we had a good frost last night.
Yeah, they started here a little bit. I'm like, damn, what's going to happen is
I cut my grass today.
They'll fall by next week, and then we'll get a foot of snow.
Oh, exactly.
And then things will be just pacing to the ground in the spring and trying to get them up.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I cut my grass today for the last time. I can't believe it. I've never cut grass in November in my life.
Yeah, I cut mine last week.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this ain't right.
No, whoever runs a lawnmower in November. In Canada.
Hey, I've got a neighbor that plants this grass. It burns off, turns brown during the summer. But right now he's having to mow. He mowed it yesterday, I think. But that's the greenest grass you've ever seen.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, it's the same here. The grass is all green here still. It's growing like that.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
We're still mowing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to mow mine one more time. I'm going to wait till next week when it's warm.
Yeah, I put that carbon like here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the way down like that. Yeah, so, and an extra doubler.
It's looking pretty good,
Good looking banshee.
Hey, Mark, did you put any on the center section of your wing? I see that's the weak point in your airplane.
What's up? What's up?
You mean here?
Along the whole. Yeah, because I see on your vector, that's the weak point on your airplane.
That's true.
You know what the weakest part is on a model airplane? The part that breaks after you crash.
Exactly. That's where you find the weakest point.
Well, I found the weakest point in a
I'm gonna go to bed soon.
stunt. They called it a stunt fire. It was a 60 size stunner. It was out a few years ago. It looked very scaled, but it had a Tiger 60 in it. Well, I took the Tiger 60 out and put a 4-stroke in it, took it out the field, and was flying along and hauled up, and the fuselage snapped right behind the wing. Built like a big Gillis.
You need to mute Tryon. Mute Tryon, Steve.
Okay.
The voice, the voice of God. Yeah.
There you go.
Trying to
Get
just
to work. Don't be worrying about us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got work to do. Keep going. Poor
Lordy.
bugger. I feel bad for him.
I was gonna say, Mark, can you put the wing back together and then put some fiberglass on the center section?
Oh, probably. I mean, that I can repair that wing for future. You know, I'll do that. You know,
Did it
and
break I take it broke the fuselage too?
yeah.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it's a good wing. I mean, you know, like I said, I'll put it together and make a profile out of it to keep it or something like that, you know.
Mark, you can probably fix it, man. If you keep all the parts and you can just piece it back together, puzzle it back together, and if you need some extra strength here or there, you have that carbon and stuff it on and
yeah, exactly. I mean,
you call it Frankenstein.
It's electric, man. It doesn't matter. It's because it's not full of oil. It should be easy to glue back.
Yeah, that's right. Glue a stick. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be another project. Yeah, that's good.
It's a windy project. Windy used to fix anything. Didn't matter what crashed, he could fix it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Some of the crashes that guy rebuilt were just unreal.
And other people's airplanes.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Like, I mean, I've never seen a guy who could fix a plane like that.
Hell, he'd have that done in one night and you'd be flying the next morning.
He fixed my plane on the flying field. Oh, that's easy, Mark. No, you can fix it that easily.
Oh yeah,
the guy was a miracle worker.
I'm just inventorying all the stuff, and I think it absolutely can get
That's
put
a
back
smart
together.
way to do it. You don't decide 10 minutes after you crash. You bring it home, you let it sit for a while, then you go through it.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah,
I put mine back together, Mark.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be fine. The one that the battery came out, and I thought it was a bird. I put it back together.
If you want to see how hard it hit the ground.
Yeah.
Wow.
The weight box.
The weight box kept moving.
What maneuver were you doing? You know, I know it turned out to be a figure 9, but what were you trying to do?
I was doing some outsides, and like I say, I just got tripped up in the
wire.
My stooge line and shook my leg and kind of looked down for a second and lost my balance. And it was.
I understand the stooge line. I understand the stooge line is safety. Somebody has to hold the bloody plane and stuff like that. But it's such bullshit because so many people trip over the goddamn thing and just they crash the plane or trip or fall in their faces. And it's just crazy, you know. And electric, it's electric, you know. It's just turn the switch on, go to the handle, wait for it to start, and just go.
That's right.
Mark, if you're going to use a stooge, I stooge in my backyard.
It's kind of the same like the safety switch, you know.
I wasn't using the stooge. I wasn't using the stooge for the vector. I was flying my magician at the same time, and I would fly the magician a little bit, and say, okay, I got this. I didn't crash. Isn't that great? Okay, now, and then I'll put the vector, and I didn't pick up the stooge line. So
it got
all right. What I was going to suggest.
Hold on one second. Mike Leinke, he's on the chat asking. It'll be done in approximately 10 minutes. He wants to know when we're getting off.
Oh, okay.
So I take it he'll probably get on from Bourbon Street or whatever.
What I was going to tell you.
Go ahead.
What I was going to tell you, Mark, if you're going to use a stooge line, bring the line out to a handle. What I use is what I wrap the line up on to take it to the stooge. When you pull that line, throw that sucker 20 feet. Don't drop it. Throw it 20 feet back toward the stooge.
Yeah, away. Yeah, or to the side.
Always throw it way away from you because the string's only going to go 5 or 6 feet away. But you need to get it far enough away that you can't get your feet tangled up in it.
Yeah.
And
I've got
Mark,
I actually
one
have
more
it
thing,
on.
I see you don't do it at all. Mark the damn center of the circle. Leave a rag over there, something.
That's when you probably can't see it there. I do have like a red line reel. Did that share? Oh yeah, and you can almost see. Yeah, it was right there. But anyway,
That's
Okay, here's what you do, Mark. Since you got a huge place like we do, you set your stooge up 5 feet outside of your center. So when you take off, you pull the line, and now you walk back to your center, and you'll never get taken off in that stooge line.
Yeah,
that'd work.
Lessons learned for sure, you know.
But
like
that's how we have a certain place you can see where the stooge goes. It goes there, and it's 10 feet from the center of the circle. You pull, you go up, and you just walk to the center, and then you fly.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Because we've had other people trip over it.
Yeah, the other side of the coin is like
they throw it right around their lines, and then that's really something.
Now that could be a bad deal.
That's
you
awesome.
I have not seen pull it and throw it, and they're like, and it goes, and it's like, oh, it's done.
You got to video that if it happens again.
And when you walk out to your plane, always walk out behind your airplane and behind the stooge line. Because if anything ever goes wrong, you're screwed.
That's true.
You never walk out in front of the lines in the stooge line. You always walk out behind the whole thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. The biggest thing
by yourself, yes.
If I'm flying electric, just there won't be a stooge out there, obviously.
No.
Yeah. So probably if I don't mix it up as much, I mean, anyway, yeah.
It happens. I
But that's the only way. There wasn't anybody here. I was just trying to see if my wings were level on this one, and it's not
looks
too bad.
pretty level.
Yeah,
looks pretty good. Yeah,
that's that little.
I'm in all that field though. Look at that. My word.
Yeah, I want that field.
I do too. I'll fly on grass. My gosh.
How far are you away from them power lines?
Oh, good grief. 150 yards probably.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's plenty room.
Way far enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how much. If it's only like 110, 220 ain't so bad. But if you're at 440 high tension, boy, it can jump a long ways.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to see what kind of fuel you're running there.
That's the Byron. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I actually found some more at the hobby shop here, and the guy had it back in the warehouse, and giving it to me for $20 a gallon.
It's your lucky day.
Wow,
good
that is
stuff.
giving it to you.
So I told him,
you're not kidding.
Well, he's mainly now the electric cars. They don't have a lot of airplane stuff there anyway, and he's Every time I go in there, I have to go in the back room and see what he's got in a box somewhere,
That's awesome.
Hey, Charles, time to get back on.
All right, he'll be right there.
How are things going, Charles?
Oh, good. I fixed the battery compartment, and now I'm reinstalling the motor. Hang on, Mike. I'll end the stream here just a second. Let me see what's happening. How we did tonight. Let's see here. Just a second.
Here, I thought Mike would still be on. I call it Bourbon Street, whatever that damn street he was on there in North Vegas.
Oh,
Fremont Street.
Fremont.
They kick you out of Fremont Street already, Mike?
Man, I could only handle about 3 hours of that place, brother.
Yeah.
They only put up with the crazy so long, huh?
They kicked my ass.
We're still live, so be careful.
I ain't as good as I once was, and I'm as good as I'll ever be.
You'll get it right in a minute.
Well, Mike, if you'd have had me along, I'd have been tired at the end of the Uber ride and wanted to go back home. So you can go 3 hours more than I can.
Probably, man. Probably.
All right. So let me do a quick recap here. We had at the height, looks like it was 22 viewers, and we have 14 likes. So if anybody hasn't hit the like button, please do that. And if you're watching this as a replay, please hit the like button. We have 0 chat revenue, 0 new members. Please consider joining our YouTube memberships. It's only $4.99 a month. That's less than 17 cents a day. And then we have no new no chat. So please, no chat revenue. But we did have some conversations in the chat box. The last thing was what Mike said. So we'll be back Monday, and hopefully we will have a report on the contest. There's Mike Wonky there already. Dennis Adamison. Of course, the CD is Stephen McBride, who also is a regular here. And then myself, I'll be leaving 5:30 this morning or tomorrow morning to get there. So let me get ready.
Got it
in the stream here. Where is it? Hang on a second.
5:30. You said 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and I need to talk. I need to talk to Joe Mata. So we're gonna.
And John Miller's here. He showed up today.
All right, John Miller's in the house. Great.
I got to meet him in person today.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Great. Wonderful.
Did he get his SV done?
No.
So he brought his legacy?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right. I had to find this here. Hang on. Okay.
You will enjoy flying with Santa Claus. He's a lot of fun.
So we are. Hang on a second. I got. You gotta let me. Steve. Matter of fact, Steve, just go ahead and hit the end stream. You're the host, so hit the end stream there. You see it?
Yeah.
All righty.
I was gonna kick me out.